right now, happening now, this is a live look. California's lieutenant governor, labor groups, and San Francisco elected officials are rallying in support of Supervisor Mahmoud's resolution endorsing Proposition 50, which is known as the Election Rigging Response Act. Let's listen in to what's being said right now.
That's what we're fighting for. And California is going to do this the right way. We've drawn maps. These are fair. They've kept communities together. And voters will have the final say. But in order for voters to have the final say, we need them to come out on November 4th. So we need every single person here to not only come out and vote, we need to tell you need to tell your friends, you need to tell your family members, because this is not a normal election. This is a special election. We don't usually have in an off year like this an election. And there's one issue on the ballot. And it's one question on the ballot, Proposition 50. And this could not be more important for our state and for our democracy and for our future. So every single one of us and every single San Franciscan and every single Californian needs to commit to turn out on November 4th and vote yes on Prop 50. Are we going to get this done? Give it up again for Supervisor Mahmoud, our Lieutenant Governor, and all of the elected officials who are here. We are united with one voice, yes on Prop 50. Let's get it done. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Haney. When we talk about state leaders, we have one of our very own from San Francisco who is watching over financial accountability, dispersing payments, and administering payroll for nearly 300,000 state workers. She sees the direct fiscal impact that the Trump administration has had on California. Please welcome Controller Malia Cohen.
Thank you. Good morning. As I was preparing my thoughts for what I wanted to say, I wanted to take a moment and speak directly to the president. I want Donald Trump to realize that he is messing with the wrong people, that the state of California is organized, she's thoughtful, and she's courageous. Just by show of courage of the folks up here today, this is only San Francisco. You see, what we are doing is we are organizing up and down the state, urban, suburban, agricultural communities, rural communities, the coastal communities. Everyone is organizing to stand up and fight back and say no. So, Mr. Trump, I want you to understand that you've picked the wrong people to mess with. We are not going to stand idly by and let you trounce our democracy. We are here to fight, and we are going to get Prop 50 passed this November, and we're going to send a message to not just Mr. Trump, but to every single Republican that thinks that they're going to mess with democracy. Today's not the day. Today we show strength, today we show courage, and today we fight on. Thank you.
Controller Cohen makes sure that nobody thinks that numbers are boring. She has so much fire, and I love her for that. Our next speaker represents the orange shirts that you see up here. Not just the orange shirts, but the people behind those shirts. 30,000 laborers in California, in Northern California. And as the chair of the Democratic Party, I've expressed many times that there is no Democratic Party without organized labor. Please welcome Vince Cardunier.
I just want to know, are there any laborers in the house? And to our other labor sponsors, thank you very much, Chair Tung. Thank you for having me today. I'm hoping that we can see this two separate ways. It's complicated, but it's simple. For those of you who play chess, you know that when you take a pawn, you lose a pawn. And that's what we're doing here. It's not that complicated. Texas took 5. We're going to take 5 back. We simply have to visualize being successful. We need to re-energize the party with a re-energized and laser-focused labor movement. No more games, no more nonsense, laser focus. Visualize a wave, visualize success, and then we can build trust, build a reputation, and stop talking about what's a high road and what's a low road. There's no fucking rules anymore, guys. So we gotta fight together, win together, and do it with each other. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vince. Appreciate you. Also wanted to make sure that we acknowledge unions that are here supporting Prop 50 as well. LIUNA, SEIU Local 87, Operating Engineers Local 3, Teamsters Local 665, and IBEW Local 6. I also want to take a moment and talk about Democratic Party unity. Sometimes in our efforts to be the party of the big tent, we as Democrats find ourselves debating amongst ourselves about what it means to be a true Democrat and what issues define our Democratic Party, especially in San Francisco. But now is not the time for petty infighting. Now is the time for unity. The nation is looking at us in California and especially in San Francisco to see how we unify as a Democratic Party. And really, I think it's time for us to just say no more from Republicans, no more from the Trump administration, and unify as a Democratic Party to pass Proposition 50 at the ballot this November. Let's put up a new blue wall on the West Coast to protect our democracy. And thank you to all of the members of the San Francisco Democratic Party Central Committee for being with us here today, and members.
All right, so this is a live look out of San Francisco, California, as leaders there in San Francisco and state leaders talk about and endorse Proposition 50, also known as the Election Rigging Response Act there. All right, so let's take a step away from that. We want to go to break. We'll be back in just 2 minutes right here on Live Impact News. All right, welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturdivant. Okay, so we want to get to a story that we've been following since this morning. You probably saw it on our morning show, morning stream. Also here during our 9 to 11 stream, we've been updating you. And we'll continue to update you. And we're talking about a homicide investigation that is continuing in North Charlotte. Police investigating a homicide at Beatties Ford Road and Hyde Park Drive in North Charlotte. That's where WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris is. Miles is following this story. So Miles, catch us up. What do you know so far?
Yeah, well, Nick, we know that investigators are really still trying to piece together what exactly happened this morning out here in this neighborhood. But we do know that investigators, they were called out to the scene here around 6:30 this morning to perform a welfare check. Now, we got a chance to talk to some of the neighbors out in this community, and they actually told us, one of the neighbors that told us that they called 911 after hearing at least 10 shots in this neighborhood. I'm going to go ahead and step to the side a little bit, though, too, is as you can actually see, this neighborhood is actually clear, the street's clear. But this area, that specific spot that our photographer Tony is zooming in on here, was filled with crime tape, it was filled with investigators, and it was also filled with a lot of neighbors asking questions as far as figuring out exactly what happened here. Now, we do know that neighbors, they heard those gunshots when they came out. They had actually seen a body actually out onto the road here. That's where investigators pronounced that this was a homicide in this case. We know that there was also an ATV out on the roadway as well, and we know that that ATV does play a factor into this investigation. But as far as the details with that, that's something that we're also still figuring out and learning, Nick, at this time. As far as a suspect in this case, we know that investigators, they are still looking for a suspect. No arrest has been made as well, Nick. But again, that is some of the latest information that we have been able to gather from investigators and even neighbors at this hour.
Yeah, still a lot of questions in this case, Miles. In limited details as well. You can catch Miles at 4 and 5. Miles, thank you for your time. Be safe out there, man.
I appreciate you, Nick. Thank you.
All right. So again, you can catch Miles at 4 and 5 o'clock this afternoon with a look on this story. Okay, so let's move on now. Again, that was an update from Miles. We want to send it back out to California. This is a big issue here in California. We're talking about Proposition 50, also known as the Election Rigging Response Act. This is all in response to what has happened, what is happening in Texas as far as redrawing congressional maps. And this is California's response there from leaders in California. This is a look at leaders not only from San Francisco, this is where the news conference is happening, but also state leaders in California. So let's take a listen in. Let's tune back into what's being said right now.
Loved ones be taken by masked men. Not just as they move about, but even those who are following the law by going to immigration court to get their legal status here. Again, he's not about the law. He's not about order. How many of us are sick and tired of seeing what he's doing across our country with deploying our military against our citizens? We've made it clear we don't need the military to have public safety. We are a demonstration of how democratic leadership can get it right on the issue of public safety. We don't need his help. And so today is about making sure that we do fight back, that we take that feeling of helplessness, of powerlessness, and find our power, find our ability to help one another across this country fight against what he's doing. And so yes, we must not only mobilize with each other, we must mobilize our neighbors, we must mobilize our friends, we must mobilize those who probably haven't voted in years and who right now feel unmotivated to fill out a ballot because they don't think that their voice is being heard. We must remind them that this is how we win. This is how you make your voice heard, so that we can make sure that we have checks and balances in this country, because that's what's been destroyed as well. We have a country that is founded on making sure that we can check the power of our leaders. And when we see what has happened, not only is it in our legislature, it's in our courts. No one is checking what this man is doing. And now it's time for California to check what he's doing. So thank you, I stand with you. Let's keep up this fight.
Thank you, Brooke Jenkins. I wanted to next acknowledge. It's Tuesday. I wanted to acknowledge the members of the Board of Supervisors who are standing with us today. Board President Raphael Mandelman. Supervisor Matt Dorsey. Supervisor Cheyenne Chen. Supervisor Stephen Sherrill. Supervisor Danny Souter. And also elected School Board Commissioner Parag Gupta. And Daly City Mayor Jesslyn Manalo. So now Trump came out early attacking our LGBTQ plus community, particularly the transgender community. But the state's largest LGBTQ plus organization has been fighting back from the beginning and was one of the first organizations to endorse Proposition 50. Please welcome Equality California Board Vice President Jane Natoli.
Hi, I'm the Vice President of the Equality California Board of Directors. Equality California is the largest statewide LGBTQ plus civil rights organization in the country. Every day, we're proud to work for LGBTQ plus rights here in California and all across the United States, striving to create a world that's healthy, just, and fully equal for all LGBTQ plus people. We're proud to support Prop 50 as we are acutely aware of the dangers vulnerable communities like ours face in the current environment. It's important to remember that we're here in this moment because conservatives are rigging the 2026 midterms in their favor. They're trying to consolidate power all across the United States. It's vital that we push back and do what we can here in California, what we can do to take control of the House and block the Trump administration's anti-LGBTQ plus efforts. We've already seen the attacks. Trump threatens vulnerable people everywhere. His administration has especially stepped up the attacks on vulnerable communities like the trans community, and definitely on trans youth, even here in California. We cannot sit by idly and just expect things to turn around. We cannot be silent in this crucial moment. Make no mistake, the 2026 midterms are a critical election, and this is an important step to ensuring we send as many pro-equality legislators to Washington as we can to fight in California and nationwide. This is a move that's going to energize our base. I think we're already seeing that right now. We're fired up. We're bringing so many people together. It's a profoundly consequential election, so California must take bold action to give democracy a fighting chance. Of course, we can't do this alone. While we can neutralize Texas's efforts here, many other red states are contemplating efforts to also try and rig the election. But we need to lead the way in California. We need to show states like New York and New Jersey and Maryland and Illinois how it's done. We need to give them the energy to also fight back. We must lead in California in this moment. So I just want to close in saying thank you to Supervisor Mahmoud for leading in San Francisco on this resolution to support Prop 50. Thank you to all the other elected leaders here. It really means a lot to see so much of our elected leaders and our community leaders pushing back and fighting here. Now more than ever, with our rights on the line, we must stand up. Yes, this is an unprecedented action, but we live in unprecedented times. It's not business as usual. We can't just pretend it is. For the sake of our LGBTQ plus community and for every other community under attack, we must pass Prop 50. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. A few more shout outs from our Democratic Party. Fourth Vice Chair Emma Hare is also with us today. And then from our Democratic clubs that have supported this rally today, the Alice B. Toklas LGBT Club, the Eastern Neighborhoods Democratic Club, the Brownie Mary Democratic Club, the organization Black Citizen, anyone else that I've missed from elected to organizations? Well, very good. So, the woman I'm going to introduce next is really emblematic of the future of the Democratic Party. Not only is she the co-president of the San Francisco Women's Political Committee, but she is a leader who helps mentor youth in our high schools and universities and pushes back on these federal attacks on women, our youth, and our country. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Alondra Esquivel Garcia.
Okay. Hi everyone. Can you hear me all right back there? Yeah? Yeah, we love it. We love it. I'm Alondra Esquivel Garcia. As mentioned, I currently serve as the co-president for the San Francisco Women's Political Committee. We are an organization that uplifts policies that solve issues for women and families, not just in San Francisco, but across California. And we support individuals running for office who embrace being intersectional feminists in San Francisco. Not gonna lie, it gives me a little bit of anxiety coming and speaking after so many of our great elected officials that I, admire. But I will make sure that I will make this through. I'm here today not truly just to speak on the different titles that I have, but as an angry young person who is just so frustrated and angry with this current administration. This past weekend, I kept trying to think to myself, what am I going to talk about, especially in regards to Prop 50? I feel like every day there's a new headline, not just about Texas rigging votes from the Black and brown communities that we know so clear, but also just everything that's happening across the world and how that affects people like me, young people like me who have so many years to come. At first, I was so fearful just being at home, seeing all these new headlines of like, what am I gonna do? What is my community going to do? Just seeing how Black and brown voices, their vote being stripped away in Texas, seeing my friends' votes being stripped away by this Texas legislature. But, their trust is being ripped away. And I knew that in California, we had to step up. My fear became anger. My anger has become action. I have spent the last 2 weeks calling folks across California, across the United States, being like, what the hell are we doing? Where are we walking? Where are we phone banking? Which labor unions are we working with? What is the Democratic Party doing? I know a lot of us have our own opinions about Prop 50 and how it became to be, but this is so much bigger than all of us. It's bigger than what our state is doing. It's bigger than our community. It's bigger than us as individual voters. This is not just the beginning or the end. It's just the beginning, the end of the beginning. We have criticized our own party to do something, and we're now finally doing something about it. We now have the opportunity for our voting bloc to show the rest of our country and the world that we mean business and that we ain't just standing around in our comfortable San Francisco. Take this as a wake-up call. What are we gonna do? Are we just gonna stand by and do nothing, or are you gonna stand by me? Are you gonna stand with labor? Are you gonna stand with our communities who are being affected by this across the country, especially in Texas? We will only win if we commit to at least phone banking and door knocking weekly. Talking to your neighbors, talking to your family members, to your colleagues. Even the football season is coming. Talk to them during the 49ers game of Prop 50. We have 63 days left until Election Day, 30 days until mail-in ballots are being dropped in our mailboxes. At least commit to volunteering once a week until Election Day. Sign up to even be a poll worker. Our Department of Elections needs all the help that they can get so we can have the most highest voter turnout in a special election has seen in San Francisco. We're all hands on deck. Look around. If my friends can hold up, we have Yes on Prop 50 QR codes across. Please sign up. Our mobilizations are starting this weekend. If you sign up, we will truly see what democracy looks like. También necesitamos hablantes en español. Si tienes familia en otros condados que necesitan interpretaciones, necesitamos voluntarios. It's not just in English or in español. También, if you're speaking other languages, we truly need your support. Yes. Sorry. It's hot up here. I hope y'all have sunscreen. So thank you so much to everyone. amazing day, and please don't forget to volunteer at least weekly. We have 63 days left to save democracy here in the United States. Thank you.
Future looks bright, I will tell you. And thank you to our other DCCC members, First Vice Chair Dan Calamucci, who's here with the NorCal Carpenters. And then also our state party delegates, Ruth Ferguson, Michael Santos, Ernesto Cuellar, and Dr. John Ma. Now we are very lucky to have Joe Cruz, the state director for LIUNA, California, with us today, representing 75,000 laborers across the state. Please welcome Brother Cruz.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm Joe Cruz, and on behalf of 75,000 hardworking laborers in California, many of you are here today. Where's my laborers at? I want to thank the other crafts who made themselves available, the other unions who have come here today to join our fight for the Yes on Prop 50 campaign. But you know what, folks? It's time to make the walls shake. It's time to make the ground tremble. It's time to let Donald Trump and his lapdog in Texas know you don't come after California. California doesn't step back, we step up. That's right. That's right. When the bell rings, we come out swinging. That's right. And we will not be denied this opportunity to do what's right. What Donald Trump, that crook, that liar, is attempting to do is steal an election. The very foundation of democracy was built on fair elections. And that's going to be taken away from us if we don't step up and fight. Yes. So thank you again. This is just the beginning. We will not be denied. We will not be deterred. And we sure as fuck will not be defeated. So let's march to November. Build this coalition out and preserve democracy. California leads, the nation watches, and we will not be defeated. Thank you.